make a video today.
This is Milo. He knows lots of tricks and he loves to get pup cups. That's all you need to know.
Kind of waiting for the leaves to come off that tree in the neighbor's yard before I clean all these up, so don't judge. But here's my Jeep Patriot. We got an issue with the wheel speed sensor in the driver's side rear. So when I get in here, you'll see all kinds of, hey Milo, I don't think this is a new scratch. I don't know. Doesn't really matter. This is my beater with a heater. Also, I got PJs on. It's a Sunday, and I'm pretending that I'm not leaving the house today.
I really wanted Starbucks today. They have the new holiday drinks, and so far I've only had the iced sugar cookie latte, and I didn't like it twice. It was like watery both times, so I'm gonna try something else to see if it's better. Starbucks do better.
Yeah. Milo, I don't know if he's ever ridden in here. Maybe once. Milo, don't go back there.
Milo, no.
Alright, so you'll see a couple of my lights on here. Some more will come on soon. So it is a manual Jeep Patriot, which I like. Make sure my lights are on here. But I've had a few different issues with this Jeep recently. Hopefully the audio is okay with, yeah, see, I got some more lights coming on. Like I said, these ones, I think that's traction control, the four-wheel drive air, and ABS lights, those are all due to a faulty wheel speed sensor, which I believe is just because the sensor is dirty. But I don't know if I'll be able to just clean it, or if I'll have to replace the actual sensor, or I might have to replace the magnetic strip that the sensor kind of, but yeah, this isn't going to be hot yet because the engine's cold, so I'll turn that on when it's a little warmer. But I don't know if it'll be the sensor itself that needs replaced or the strip, or maybe I can just clean it, but that'll be my my plan here. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a little rundown on what sort of issues I've been having. So it started all the way back in January, and I'm not sure when you guys are watching this, but currently it is November, what, like 10th? Oh, hi Milo. I should probably keep looking at the road here, but he's coming up and saying hi. Whoa, this slides forward. I will just leave it slid forward. You just yeah. Turn left here. Alright, so as I was saying, this issue sort of began all the way back in January, and it is November of 2025 now. You guys are probably watching this sometime in 2026. But originally I just had a clutch issue. So I took the Jeep to the mechanic. Well, and I say clutch issue, actually was really rough because I was just about to leave work the one day, and no matter what I did, the clutch wouldn't disengage. So I guess like I came up to a stop, and I had to shut that car off. Sorry if you saw me use my turn signal really late there. But yeah, I came up to a stop in the middle of town, and I had to shut the car off in order to get it to stop rolling, because the clutch just wouldn't disengage. And of course, to get it to move again, if I would put it in neutral, I couldn't get it into first gear because the clutch wouldn't disengage. So I just had to put it in first gear while the car was off, and then turn the car on to get it to move. But I did that at every stop until I got to the mechanic, dropped the car off, had the clutch replaced, and sorry, there'll be a bump there and another bump here. But yeah, I had the clutch replaced, and I was hoping that was the end of it, but I got the car back, and about a day later, whenever I would put the car into fifth gear, it would slowly pop back into neutral from fifth gear. So obviously not ideal. turn this on now. Oh, and you have heated seats. I forgot about that. It's been a minute since we've driven this. But as I was saying, I was having transmission issues, and the mechanic that I was, taking my car to, he mentioned that I could either try to source a used transmission and he could replace it, or I could take it to a transmission shop and have them actually repair the transmission that I have. And he sort of recommended going to a shop because then you'd have a warranty, and if you're planning on keeping the vehicle for a while, then you know that the transmission had been repaired properly, versus if you use a used transmission, who knows how many miles you'll get out of that. So I took it to a shop that he recommended, but then when I got there, they said that they only work on automatic transmissions, which is a little inconvenient. Let me restart that part. What was I going to say? So I had to take it to a different shop that was about a little under an hour away. But eventually I had the transmission repaired, and I finally got it back. There were a few months that I kind of was sitting on the car, kind of waiting, honestly trying to build up finances to feel comfortable having the transmission repaired. But I finally got the car back, and I was going to, I took it to work a couple days, but I think like the first couple weeks that I had it back, I had an issue where the driver's side rear tire it was losing air over the course of a couple days. So within like 2 or 3 days, I would have to add air to the tire because it would get below 20 psi. It should be 35. And so I used a spray bottle to try to figure out what the source of the leak was, and it ended up being the valve stem. So I had the valve stem replaced. I thought that'd be the end of that issue, but it was not, because when I took the wheel off, I think a bunch of rust got down in where the wheel speed sensor acts. I'm guessing that because when I took the wheel off, there was a lot of rust that fell down, and even when I took the wheel and then put it in the back of my wife's truck, there was like a pile of rust dust in the bed of her truck. So I'm assuming that that's how it got in there, but I know that there's an issue with the wheel speed sensor because of, like I said, all these lights. The long story, but basically those are the issues I'm having now. Do you have anything to add about the Jeep?
When we took it to the mechanic the last time, it was like having a bunch of issues, and I actually went to go pick him up from school. We had a bump start the Jeep down the hill in the school parking lot, and we drove it straight to the mechanic, and it was like pretty late at night. It was dark. It was like 6 or 7 at night, 6, 7. And the mechanic he stood there, and he saw the Jeep pull in, and he's like, oh my god, we're just gonna have to make a permanent parking spot for this thing, because it's there all the time.
Yeah.
So
it's embarrassing that, like, that was a really visceral experience. Like, that was a really rough experience, but I totally forgot about that when I was telling the story of the Jeep.
Yeah.
I didn't even include anything about that. But yeah. That's why we ended up taking it to the mechanic, and
because it was right after you got it back from getting the transmission fixed.
Well, actually, it was sorry.
You drove to school for like 2 days.
It was actually after I just had the tire sensor, or the valve stem replaced.
Yeah. And luckily it was an in-service day, so I also had an in-service day that day. It was a Friday, and so I got out early, so I was able to go and get him. And then we tried fixing we tried jumping the battery first, and then that didn't do anything. And so we drove all the way back to AutoZone, and we picked up a battery. We thought maybe the battery was just like completely dead. So we drove all the way back, put the new battery in the Jeep, and it still wouldn't start. And we picked up like a sensor box or something, and we thought maybe that would fix it. It was like $40, and that didn't work either. So That's how we end up bump starting it.
I honestly, and I'll try to have the lights off so you can actually use it to its full ability if anyone wants to buy this thing, but I do, I look forward to upgrading from this at some point. Honestly, if you buy it, it's got a brand new transmission. The engine, you can't see because I got a gas cap light on, but it's got like 151,000 miles. The four-wheel drive works great. The heated seats work great. It's a great winter vehicle in my opinion. You could drive it year-round. It's got all-terrain tires on it right now that are, you know, pretty fresh. I gotta double-check what the tread is actually like on that. I don't know how old they are, but tires are good. But other than that, you know, it's a good vehicle. I just personally, I don't have as much passion for this as I do for some of my other projects, and I've been thinking about buying like a Mazda truck or something like that to have as a winter vehicle and something I'm a little more passionate about. Or like I had a Saab 92X that I enjoyed a lot. So I think if you were to like buy this and drive it every single day, it'd probably honestly be more reliable than having it sit there for the majority of the year and then trying to get it up and moving in the winters. So seriously, we'll say I'm asking for 4,000, but if you offer me 3,000 and you're subscribed to my channel, I'll probably do that. Yeah,
get 1,000 off.
Yeah, 25% off subscriber discount. But it would have been 4,000 OBO anyway, or best offer. And like I said, I'll try to have the lights off for you by then. Unless you want to pick it up today, call me. Leave a comment. Come and get it. And the clutch feels great. Transmission feels great. And drives well. Oil changes, while I've had it, every 3,000 to 3,500 miles. I don't know. Still got a warranty on the transmission even.
Wow. How's Milo doing?
He's doing well. Other selling points, speakers are fantastic. Well, in my opinion, the speakers sound good, and the radio is a nice touchscreen Bluetooth radio. It's got Apple CarPlay for all youngsters that require that.
Sure. And my cousin had it before Noah bought it.
Right.
So you know who had it before Noah. I don't know who had it before my cousin, but
I think he had it for like most of his life.
So it's been in the family.
Yeah.
It's a good vehicle. Just had a lot of issues, and we got pretty much all of them fixed.
Yeah, I know when he had it, he complained that he put like $3,000 into the front end, like the wheel bearings, but yeah, he freshened up the front end a little bit. For the most part, it is a good vehicle. I might wait until the end of the winter and then sell it. Honestly, I would like if it went to someone who drove it year-round, because like I said, I think it's a good all year driver.
All year round.
Yeah.
Hi, what can I get for you?
Hello, could I have a venti gingerbread latte hot?
Yeah, anything else?
Could I also have a polar bear cake pop?
Yeah, anything else?
And a jalapeno chicken pocket?
Okay.
And a pup cup.
Okay.
And that'll be all.
All right, 15 even. We'll see you up here.
All right, thank you. I know some of you guys are really impressed. I speak 3 languages. English, Spanish, and Starbucks.
I taught him Starbucks.
Yeah, she did.
Milo's so locked in.
He's serious. This is serious business. He's dead serious about his pup cup.
The first day we bought him, we took him to Starbucks and got him a pup cup.
That's true.
Literally, that's the first thing we did after we got him.
I thought you said bought him.
Yeah.
You said bought him?
Yeah.
I mean, technically we paid, but he is a rescue.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
He's adopted. And I wish I had little baby pictures of Milo. He'd be so cute as a little puppy.
There's the chicken pocket. There's the pup cup for you.
Thank you.
Ooh, look at that Milo.
There's the last drink for you.
Thank
Have
you.
a good one.
You too.
This is actually the neatest he's ever eaten a pup cup.
Yeah, normally it like flops around everywhere.
Yeah.
And they really filled that up. Sometimes it doesn't even like reach the top of the cup, but sometimes they fill it up like above the cup, like they did today.
Alright. Clean cup.
The only problem is I don't have a trash can in here, so that'll have to go in the cup holder for now, because I haven't had the...
I gotta show them my polar bear cake pop. My little polar bear, it's so cute.
Show them my cute little snack.
That's a jalapeno, like a hot pocket. That's up.
It's like, it looks kind of like beans on the inside. It's got like a little jalapeno and beans. So, alright, well, we'll get back home here. I don't think I'll record anything else, so hopefully you guys have a fantastic day. Hit me up if you want to buy my car.
Seriously.
Yeah, cheers. It's got jalapeno and chicken and whatnot. It's good.
Oh my.
Milo, let me carry you. It's just rain, bro. So I wanted to take a quick little video here. Jeep's driving me a bit nuts. I wanted to come out and take a video and congratulate myself for fixing the Jeep, and I wanted to be proud that it's finally working. But unfortunately, as I'll explain in a second, it was a short-lived victory. So finally, a few days ago, I finally got all the lights to come off in the Jeep, other than the change oil and the gas cap light. I'm gonna have to go out in a second. Actually, I don't even think that's ice. Let me check something real quick. Buttery smooth. Okay. As I was saying, I was all excited because I finally got all the lights to come off in the Jeep. I did that primarily by taking the left rear wheel off. There's a wheel speed sensor, and I pulled it out. It was all rusty, crummy, all kinds of just like dirt and rust on it. So I sprayed it off with mass airflow sensor cleaner, because that's a cleaner that wouldn't hurt plastics, and that's what I needed for that. So I cleaned off the sensor, and just by cleaning that sensor off, I was able to use four-wheel drive, ABS, traction control, and what was the other thing? Oh, and cruise control. So I finally had it all 100%. I was all excited. So I was all excited that all the lights came off, and I drove the Jeep for, I don't know, probably 4 days. And then I got a check engine light. Basically, it's just frustrating because the Jeep really does drive well. The four-wheel drive's working now, which is important for, me driving safely in the snow here. I guess I should finish cleaning off the Jeep before I start driving again. But like I said, I think the engine's got, some significant life left in it. I'll put up the code that came up for the check engine light on the screen. I don't think it's, the worst news ever. Probably a simple fix, hopefully. I think the Jeep has a lot of potential. I've been letting it sit a little too much because it's my winter vehicle, so I really don't drive it a whole lot in the summer because I have my Miata and my motorcycles that I'd rather drive on nice days. I think it would be better suited for someone who's going to drive it year-round. But yeah, this model is kind of known for being a bit unreliable. It's just, I had a good year and a half. I had no issues with the Jeep other than the gas cap light. Anyway, all this to say, I'm a little frustrated. Hopefully I can get this last problem resolved and either keep driving this Jeep through the rest of the winter, or maybe I can find a better home for the Jeep.